Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel, we take a look at different stocks and we map out their key support and resistance areas on their daily chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with this channel. Just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it and start an account. You'll get 2 free stocks. I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account and you'll get 1 free stock. And just to let you know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I'll try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is September 2nd, 2021. And you can see we are in the green today with all indices in the stock market. The S&P 500 is up 0.31% today. The Dow Jones finished up 0.43% and the NASDAQ finished up 0.14%. So all in all, a green day. We did have a little bit of a dip here, in the afternoon around 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, but we did seem to recover after that. So we'll be looking forward to finishing the week tomorrow, going into a long weekend for Labor Day, hopefully on the green side tomorrow. So let's get into the stock I want to take a look at today. Today I'm going to be going over Apple's chart. I've done a few videos on this one in the past. I'll leave a link in the upper right hand corner so you could go back and check out my latest video on this one. You should be seeing that right now. But on the day here, Apple is currently trading at $153.72. It is up $1.14 today, which is the equivalent of about 0.75%. So 0.75% up today. In the past week, this stock is up 4.25%. So 4.25% in the past week. In the past month, it is up 5.63%. Going back 3 months, Apple is up over 23.5%. So pretty good last 3 months here. As you could tell from the chart, this thing has really taken off. In the past year, the stock is only up 11.72% year to date though. So it did stall out a little bit right here in the middle of the screen where I'm circling my mouse at. You could see it was moving sideways for a while before breaking out just recently in these past 3 months. Like I said, you got over a 23.5% return in the past 3 months. So it's on an uptrend here, and we're going to get into the chart right now. You could see we just hit a 52-week high on this stock yesterday at $154.98. So it couldn't quite get up to that 155 level, but we got very close. We'll be looking to hopefully get above that 155 pretty soon here. But looking at the chart, you could see I had a resistance point here at $151, and that was the level we needed to break and close above there and hold to move on to new highs, because this thing was stuck under $151, and you could see we finally broke through there, and we've been moving higher ever since, and we've been holding above that level also. So it was very good to break that. You could see this big green candle here on the daily chart showing confirmation that we did break above there, and we are going to hold above there also. So we'll be looking to move higher in the next couple weeks here. Going down our chart, you could see I had support at $143 and around 50 cents. That's where it was trading in between that 143.50 level. It had support there, and the resistance was at 151, or it looks like 150. Yeah, around 151 there. That was the resistance point, and it was trading in between that level ever since around the beginning of July there. So it finally broke above that resistance, and we're moving higher here. All right, now going down our chart, we did have resistance in the past. We had a strong resistance point around $135.50. You could see here we hit that last August or last early September here, we hit that point and then we got rejected off of that level before shooting down and then coming back up to retest around Christmas time of last year. We sold off after hitting that point again. We got above there briefly and then we fell back below that. So that was a very strong resistance point. We tested it again in April here and then sold off again. So it was very important that we got above that level around 135.50 and held above there to move higher. So you could see we finally did that back in June, and we've been going higher ever since. All right, now looking back down on our chart, we had major support around $120 there. You could see that was a nice base after we broke through that level. That was back around December of last year. So we broke through there. That was former resistance that held up as a nice support line ever since then. And we did test that a lot right here during this correction that happened in mid-February through May here. You could see that, you know, we were hanging out around that level of $120 for a while before moving back to the upside and then taking off. All right, and just going down my chart here, you could see my last support line is going to be around $105. That was former support. That was back last year around this time in September. So that was a support that we had, you know, in the past. I don't think we'll be reaching that support anytime soon. So I just wanted to throw that on there as our last level. And you could see on my chart, I have this big green uptrend line. That is going back to the lows of COVID here during that correction that we had from COVID. And that was back in March of last year. And we've been following this uptrend, you know, ever since then. You could see we hit off that line in June. And we had a very nice bounce off there. And also the line, my trend line pretty much follows my 200-day moving average. So that was also a test of the 200-day moving average there and our trend line. And then we moved higher. So we had a very nice bounce off there. And we'll be looking to retest this eventually in the future. Hopefully this trend line. And we will hopefully get another nice bounce like we did back here in May or early June here. Okay, now looking closer at our chart, you could see I have a second trend line, another green trend line right here, and this is going back to around the beginning of July to right now. You could see we've been on this slight incline here, this slight uptrend that I have marked in this green line, and you could see that we were, let me extend this a little bit. It was an ascending triangle, as you could see. You know, the trend, it was trending upwards towards a resistance point, and the resistance point was right here around $151. That's where we had strong resistance. You know, the stock was trending upwards towards that resistance, and then we finally got a breakthrough right around here. So that was at the end of August, just a couple days ago here. And we finally broke through there. So the ascending triangle did work out, and we broke through that resistance point, and now we should be heading higher. Hopefully we'll stay on this trend line and not go back and test this one, because my trend line right here, the smaller one, is closer to my 50-day moving average here. You can see the 50-day moving average in the blue. My 200 is down here in the yellow. So this one closely follows the 50-day moving average. So if we do get a retest of the 50-day moving average, my trend line should line up pretty close with that, and we should have a nice bounce off of that trend line there. So as you can see, zooming in, we're also above our 21-day moving average here in the light blue, and also our 8-day moving average here in the white. So we're well above both of those and our other two right here. So this stock is trending upwards, as you can see from the moving averages. So we'll hope to continue that momentum after this long weekend. All right, now let's go take a look at our day or our weekly chart, see what we could find on this one. And as you can see on my weekly chart, my 50 period moving average on the weekly chart here is following my trend line. Okay, so that's very closely following my uptrend that we've been on since the lows of COVID back in March. So any test of that 50 period moving average on the weekly chart would be a test of the trend line here also. And, you could see more recently that the 21 period moving average on our weekly chart here in the light blue, let me zoom out so you can see it. This line right here is basically covered up by my trend line. So they're basically following the same route upwards. So it might be more of a test of the 21 period moving average on the weekly chart than the 50. Okay, you could see it followed the 50 back here, but now it's starting to follow the 21 period moving average on our weekly chart. So if we do get a test of this trend line, that would be a test of the 21 period moving average, not the 50. Okay, the 50's down here. And as you could see, also the 8 period moving average on our weekly chart here in the white is acting as support. You could see we've tested that support the past 4 weeks, and we've had a nice bounce off of that moving average there, which is pretty closely following my other trend line here, this smaller trend line also. So any test of the 8 period moving average would be a test of my trend line. As you can see, they're pretty close together there. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully that will keep acting as support, this 8 period moving average on our weekly chart, and it will continue to bring us higher to new highs here in the next couple weeks. All right, now I'm just going to switch over to the 4-hour chart, see what's going on here, and let me get rid of this trend line. That's an old trend line I had. Also this one here. And on our 4-hour chart here, you can see we're above all of our moving averages also. We're above our 8 period moving average here on the 4-hour chart. So everything is looking bullish here for Apple. You could see here more clearly the nice uptrend we've been on, that smaller uptrend that we've been on, and also that ascending triangle right into the resistance here and the nice break through the resistance. Okay, so hopefully as we go forward, this former resistance here is going to act as support, and that's going to be around $151 there. Okay, so keep that in mind in the future. Let me switch over to the daily chart. Okay, keep that in mind going forward. This former resistance rate here around $151 should act as support now going forward as we have broken out from that level. So if we do return to that level, that should act as support and hold us up in the future. All right, so that's about it for Apple. I just wanted to make a quick update on this one. I haven't covered it in a while, and hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.